Boys, I don't know why there's something itching in my mind for me to record this video for you guys. I don't know what was in my mind. I don't know what, but there's just something that I'm trying to read my book, okay? And I just, all those in my mind is just make this video, make this video, make this video. And so I'm going to make this video. And pretty much what I'm going to be talking about is my current situation. I want to come on this camera as authentically as I possibly can. I want to appear in front of you as authentically as I possibly can. And I want to authentically just speak my situation and just speak, and just share what I'm going through. Because right now, I'm kind of dissatisfied. I'm dissatisfied with who I am right now. I'm dissatisfied with my level of commitment. I'm just dissatisfied with my level of hard work that I'm doing right now. You know, right now, guys, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm not gonna act like a freaking guru. I'm not gonna act like I know the answers to all of your problems. I'm not gonna be like one of those other YouTubers that just come on camera and try to. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm not gonna try to come on camera and just tell you 3 steps to getting a bigger freaking biceps. Like, I'm not doing that right now. I just need to share what I'm going through. And right now, guys, I'll be honest, I am not happy with myself. Alhamdulillah, I have to be grateful to God. 100%. I'm so blessed. I am so blessed. But what I mean is, guys, I had $2 in my bank account yesterday. I'm not saying I'm broke. I'm broke personally, but I can always ask my dad for money. But it's come to a point where, at the age of 21, I don't want to anymore. I think it's time for me to start waking up and to start growing up. But sometimes it's still very difficult. And sometimes, because think about it, like, it's gonna take a toll on him. And you know what? It is taking a toll on him. Not just my dad, but also my mother. It's taking a toll on both of them because there are so many expenses that I have to go through, that our family goes through, etc. And they also have to pay me extra on top of that. And seeing them in this state of constant stress and stress and stress, even if God, like, I just have to acknowledge the fact that God is providing for us, and God's provision is the only reason why we're here. But with that in mind, man, it freaking hurts me. I've been telling them, I want to start a business for the last 2.5, 3 years, and they've been they know that I went on self-improvement. They know that I have committed to this path of self-development. They've seen me change. They've seen me overcome my weak self. They've seen me get more mature as a man. I'm so grateful for that. But one thing that they haven't seen are results. They haven't seen, money, my future. They don't even know what I'm going to do with my future. I know what I'm going to be doing with my future, with God's permission. Definitely not freaking university. I'll be honest, it's definitely not freaking university. It's definitely not getting a freaking 9 to 5 job. I want to be coaching people. I want to be coaching men get better, become better, while we all get better. But they don't understand that, obviously, because, my parents are not old, but they're getting older, and they're from a different generation. But that's not what I'm even talking about right now. They haven't seen my journey. They have seen my journey, but they haven't seen the results. I've been telling them, just wait, just wait, just wait. I'll buy this for you. I'll make this much money. I've been very optimistic with them, and I'm an optimistic person because I believe in God. But I've been very optimistic with them. I told them, like, I'm gonna make $10,000 a month, and I'm gonna do all this stuff, and etc. And it got to a point where now they're kind of like waiting. You know, I guess they expect me to get like some job now, because they have, obviously they're gonna have no faith in the business thing right now. And so when you're in the situation, when you're going to campus, when you're going to university, and you're seeing the average lifestyle, you're seeing the 9 to 5 rush hour, sit inside the train. Oh, sorry, you can't even sit inside the train, stand on the train, because how many people are going home after their work. You see the lives of the people, they're stuck on their phones. And you realize, like, I'm not destined for such a life. I'm not destined. I don't want to live like that. A mediocre lifestyle, right? And so when you go through that, and then you go through the rising prices, the inflation, the interest rate, whatever, I don't freaking know, but the freaking heck, bro, people are suffering more and more every year. People are going more hungry every year. The economy is getting worse every year. Homelessness is rising. Freaking heck, families are unable to invite each other for like a family gathering because it's getting more and more expensive. I don't want to be like that where I have to think about buying gifts for people. The most pettiest, smallest of things I have to think about. I realize that I'm, with God's permission, destined, or at least I want a better life, a more purposeful life, a life where I'm my best self, and that's all fine. But the issue lies the fact that for the last 2 years of my life, I've been just taking the shortcuts. For the last 2 years of my life, I've been just taking the shortcuts, bro. The shortcuts of what? The shortcuts of success. I haven't built up the foundations. And so now, you know what they say, right? Get good at the basics first. Get good at the basics first. I did not get that drilled into my head, or I didn't follow that rule. And so now it's been 2 years, and it almost seems like I'm starting from scratch again. Obviously, I'm not. I have experience now. But for example, like I, I'm still like, I could have been so much more farther ahead, only if I focused on the foundations, the pillars. But no, our brains like to, you know, jump around, try to copy others, especially with content creation. Especially with content creation for me, because I would try to copy other YouTubers, and I would try to copy the way they speak, the way they talk. I would try to copy their demeanor, literally their freaking personality. And I would be scientifically with ChatGPT breaking down their personality and how I can do that so I can get the subscribers and the followers like them, but it would never work out because I was inauthentic. I'm me. I can only be like me. So for 2 years, I've been just trying to find the perfect medicine, the perfect material. No, the foundations are so important. Only if I built up the basics, only if I went to the gym, knowing the fact that I must be progressively overloading, I must hit progressive overload, I must hit failure, I must stay consistent, I must hit my macros. Just the most basics of things that we all try to skip. I would have been so much farther in the gym. Obviously, I'm not necessarily super small, but I'm not the biggest guy in the world either. I'm grateful for where I am. And I think God put me through this so that I can then understand this lesson and, teach it on to others and stuff like that later on. But right now, guys, I'll be honest, I'm my parents are still waiting, and and I want to make money. Like, I hate asking, and the fact that sometimes I'm double thinking about, can I buy food outside? And I'm not someone who's poor, guys. I don't want pity from you guys. I'm someone who has the freedom to get a job. I can get a job. I can look for one. I'm someone who is in a privileged household. I'm I just want to focus on my self development right now. But even then, there are days where I have to think about it. Like, I'm not even pushing hard enough for the amount of free time I have. Yes, I have university. I have a lot of classes, and this semester is more taxing for me. I have a lot of harder classes. I'm not putting in my entire effort for being this free. A lot of it comes from just not pushing through the pain. You know what? In fact, I'm reading this book called Dopamine Nation. You might have heard of this book. It's a good book. And the author is talking about many ways of getting over bad habits. The author talks about physical binding, which is pretty much like creating a physical barrier between you and the bad habits. So pretty much, like, let's just say someone goons, right? They're gonna try to put their phone in a different room before they go to bed, or something, physical binding. Or for example, there's pills that you can take. You can take pills to reduce your alcohol urges, or your pornography urges, or your junk food urges. You can take weight loss pills. You can get weight loss surgery. These are all beating around the freaking bush. This gets me so pissed off. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get pissed off. This gets me so pissed off. This is all beating around the bush, and I freaking hate it. I hate it. The reason why we become fat is because our minds are freaking weak. And the reason why we are in our situations is because of we put ourselves there. So, what makes us believe that a pill or a surgery can take us out of that situation? It's the freaking demons. It's you. We know this. If our mind is used to intaking and digesting and eating junk food, and it's uncontrollable, and we are overweight. I used to be at a point where I used to be overweight. I used to just eat whatever junk food I saw. I would eat it. I would mix food over, like, freaking heck, frick, like cookies and Chips Ahoy cookies, chocolate chip cookies with like ice cream and Nutella. Like a freaking idiot. I wouldn't even think about what I'm putting in my mouth, right? And so it got to a point where, like, bro, if I, sorry, excuse me, I've got hiccups. If I keep eating like a freaking animal, my brain is kind of wired like that. So what makes me think that this surgery that I'm gonna get is gonna fix my brain? No, absolutely not. The reason why losing weight, for example, is hard is because it's the preparation. It's you changing. It's called growth pains. When you're hitting puberty at the age of 13 or 14 or 12, whatever, and you're hitting puberty and you're getting taller, you have something called growth pains. It's when your bones start to kind of like pain a little bit because you're growing. To grow, it must hurt. It's freaking human nature, bro. To give birth, when a mother gives birth, I don't know how the frick that feels, and I don't want to know. And I have a lot of, like, respect for mothers, obviously. What the frick? But, like, think about that. Something good, like a kid is coming out. Like, it hurts. It's freaking painful. That's the point. Guys, you guys don't need to hear another freaking lecture on why pain is good for you. But what you need to understand is that, and what I need to understand, because this is very important, these one-stop solutions, these solutions of like what these one pill, taking one pill, or oh, freaking Morpheus tells Neo take the red pill, and then all of a sudden you're freaking, and you like no guys, there is no one pill solution. There is no one pill solution. I cannot become a freaking millionaire by copying other YouTubers because I think that's the tactic. Guys, what's the meta? What's the tactic? The tactic is, can I stay patient? Can I come on camera? Can I relate with people? Can I stay authentic? Can I be myself? Can I give value? Like there's so many things at play, and these things take effort to build, and it takes some time to build. Real life things. If you want to build a solid skyscraper that's not gonna freaking fall down, you need to make sure, and you need to spend the most time as possible building the roots, the foundations, the pillars, the ground floor, so that the ground floor is so steady, so strong that other things could be piled on top of. The ground floor, the foundations. Freaking heck, it took me so long to realize that. Man, reading this book really got me pissed off. Because there's people out there that drink alcohol, and they have an alcohol addiction, and they try to lock their alcohol in their safes. They try to lock their alcohol in their cupboard, and they tell their wife that, oh, wife, like whatever, like, honey, don't, like, please make sure that you lock the safe so that I can't get access to the alcohol. They try to create a physical barrier against themselves, and although that will help short term, the freaking issue is that guy is still craving alcohol, and one day he will take the alcohol out of the freaking hidden space and drink it. He hasn't fixed his relationship with alcohol. So if he likes something, if he's restricting himself from something, it's only a matter of time when he's gonna go back and then take it. How many times do we have to freaking understand? We like freaking jerk off how many times, and then you say the same thing. We say the same thing to ourselves, which is what? Never again, never again, never again. You download the freaking 15th blocker on your phone, on your iPad, on your laptop. You download, you unfollow all the women of social media, and although that will help, it doesn't fix the main issue. The fact that you are not controlling your hand. We want a one-stop solution. Such just like myself right now. At this situation, it would be freaking nice to have a $10,000 freaking deposit. It would be nice to have a $10,000 deposit, a freaking. It'd be nice, but it wouldn't even feel purposeful though. That's the thing. Like, it wouldn't even feel good. You know what I'm trying to say? Freaking, I'm getting tired. I'm getting sleepy right now. It's like 11:15. I'm supposed to be asleep, but I really want to make this video for you guys. For some reason, just something yearning to make this video. Just something real and raw and authentic. All I could think about for content creation is like, yo, make these videos, like make like, oh, how I got bigger arms, or how I got bigger biceps, or how I got bigger this, bigger this, bigger this, bigger this. So many freaking videos like that, bro. But I know I must build my foundations from the beginning. And it hurts. Freaking hurts because like I want it quick. I want it now. I must stay patient. And I must build strong foundations. The message that I push on this channel is that with God's permission, and highlight that, God's permission, the successes that you will have in your life is a byproduct of who you are as a person. And the fact that you have the ability to become your best version of yourself right now as I speak. No, you don't need to wait for a specific date. No, if you're a Muslim, like I'm a Muslim, you don't have to wait till Ramadan ends. Or you don't have to wait till, I don't know, freaking heck, any month, the perfect month. Oh, after this date, then I'll hit the gym. You don't have to wait. You can become the best version of yourself now by fixing your behaviors and your lifestyle. I started becoming disciplined when I woke up at 6 a.m. in the morning, 3 years ago, at the age of 18. I started becoming disciplined when I started to fold my clothes and make my bed. I started to become disciplined when I started to wash my dishes. Every single time I finished my meal, I would wash my dishes without any complaint. In fact, it's been 3 years and I've been still doing that. And it's become a habit that's so automatic. I started becoming disciplined by going out to nature. I started becoming disciplined by stopping the TikTok and the Instagram and the video games for the most part. I started becoming disciplined the moment I stopped consuming entertaining Mr. Beast type videos. And with God's permission, just the act of self-improving myself and my daily habits and my mindset, it's been the biggest chain effect of my life, because 3 years and I'm still on this path of self-improvement. I remember making my first $1,000 with a service-based business 2 years ago, creating a YouTube channel. Just from waking up early and just reading some books. This is the message I push on the channel. You are literally capable of becoming your best self right now. You have YouTube videos, you have things to learn, you have things to try. People think that it's because of the specific thing that I'm not where I want to be, but it's always you. It's always you. I have a saying which is that reactivity is from the devil. What that pretty much means is that most people are living day to day reactive. It's because of a certain thing. Well, the proactive person says, what can I do about it? We can be freaking crying about the Epstein files. I haven't even read them. My friends were telling me and stuff. We can go and blame whatever. What the frick are you gonna do about it though? What is that? How's that gonna translate you into doing daily actions? It could help you. When you know that there's freaking evil in this freaking world, when you know that there's people that are doing satanic, demonic, disgusting practices, when you know that there's human beings that exist to that low of a degree, that there's genuine evilness in this world, you might start fearing, and you might start doing the good actions, the good habits, fixing up your life, not giving into the weak vices that they want us to be on, so that then we can escape this evilness, so that we can escape the agendas that they push towards us, to our future children. Man, I don't know what else to say. But I had a lot to say for making a very spontaneous video, very random video. But I'm glad that I got a few things off my mind. I do feel a lot better. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. You know, I'm still here trying to become the best version of me, despite making mistakes. I'll continuously try, and I'll continuously share lessons with God's permission, so that you guys can grow and you guys can become motivated, and we can build strong foundations. I want this channel to be rooted in strong foundations: trust, relationship, community, value, application. You actually applying what I say here, growth, so that long term we can build a skyscraper that will never fall. So, yeah, boys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you boys on the next one.